Imagine standing in the vast sun-scorched deserts of the American Southwest, where the wind whispers stories of ancient peoples who walked these lands thousands of years before us. Long before the ancestral Puebloans built their cliff dwellings or the Aztecs erected their grand temples, there were the Archaic tribes, the Cochise, the Oshara, and the Mogollon. These were the pioneers, the innovators, the forgotten architects of a cultural legacy that would shape the region for millennia. Today, we'll journey back in time to explore how these ancient peoples laid the foundation for the great civilizations that followed. From their ingenious farming techniques to their intricate trade networks, their story is one of resilience, adaptation, and enduring influence. So let's step into the past and uncover the remarkable legacy of the archaic tribes of the American Southwest and northern Mexico. Did you know that some of the earliest forms of communication in this region were petroglyphs etched into stone? These intricate carvings tell stories of daily life, spiritual beliefs, and even astronomical events. The archaic tribes were also master traders, establishing extensive networks that connected distant regions. Items like turquoise, shells, and exotic feathers traveled hundreds of miles, showcasing their far-reaching influence. Their farming techniques were nothing short of revolutionary, allowing them to thrive in an arid environment. They developed sophisticated irrigation systems and terraced fields to maximize their agricultural output. These lesser-known facts highlight the ingenuity and resilience of the archaic tribes, whose legacy continues to inspire us today. Join us as we delve deeper into the fascinating world of these early innovators and uncover the secrets of their enduring legacy. The story begins with the Cochise, a people who thrived in the harsh, arid landscapes of what is now Arizona and New Mexico. The Cochise were among the first to master the art of survival in an environment where water was scarce and the sun was relentless. But how did they do it? Their secret lay in their ability to adapt. Around 10,000 years ago, as the last ice age receded, the Cochise transitioned from nomadic hunter-gatherers to settled farmers. They learned to cultivate maize, beans, and squash, the three sisters of Native American agriculture. These crops not only provided sustenance, but also allowed them to establish permanent settlements. But farming in the desert was no easy feat. The Cochise developed ingenious irrigation techniques, channeling what little water they could find into their fields. They also harvested wild plants like agave and mesquite, using every part of the plant for food, fiber, and tools. Perhaps most remarkable was their ability to store food for long periods. They dug storage pits lined with stone and plaster, creating natural refrigerators that kept their harvests safe from pests and the elements. These innovations didn't just sustain the Cochise, they laid the groundwork for the agricultural practices of later civilizations like the ancestral Puebloans. The Cochise were also skilled toolmakers, using locally available materials like chert and obsidian. They crafted finely honed projectile points, scrapers, and grinding stones. These tools were essential for hunting, processing food, and building their settlements, but their legacy extends beyond tools and crops. The Cochise were among the first to establish trade networks in the region. They exchanged goods like obsidian, shells, and turquoise with neighboring tribes, creating a web of cultural and economic connections that would endure for centuries. Their influence can still be seen today in the ruins of their settlements and the agricultural practices of modern indigenous communities. The Cochise were the pioneers, the first to prove that life could not only survive but thrive in the unforgiving deserts of the American Southwest. Daily life for the Cochise was a blend of hard work and community. They built their homes from local materials, creating shelters that provided respite from the harsh desert climate. They were also skilled artisans, crafting pottery and weaving baskets that were both functional and beautiful. The Cochise held ceremonies and rituals that were deeply connected to their environment and agricultural cycles, celebrating the harvest and the changing seasons. Storytelling was a vital part of their culture, passing down legends and knowledge through generations, ensuring that their history and traditions lived on. The contributions of the Cochise to the region were significant. Their agricultural practices, trade networks, and cultural traditions laid the foundation for future civilizations in the American Southwest. Their resilience and ingenuity in the face of adversity are a testament to the enduring spirit of the Cochise people, whose legacy continues to inspire and inform us today. While the Cochise were mastering the art of desert farming, another archaic tribe was making its mark further north, the Oshara. Living in what is now the Four Corners region, the Oshara were the cultural bridge between the early hunter-gatherers and the more complex societies that followed. The Oshara are best known for their intricate basketry. Using willow, yucca, and other native plants, they wove baskets that were not only functional, but also works of art. These baskets were used for storing food, carrying water, and even as cooking vessels. By heating stones and placing them in water-filled baskets, the Oshara could boil food, a revolutionary technique for its time. But their contributions didn't stop at basketry. The Oshara were also skilled tool makers, crafting finely detailed stone tools and weapons. They used these tools to hunt game, process plants, and build their homes. Like the Cochise, the Oshara were part of a vast trade network. They exchanged goods like turquoise, shells, and obsidian with tribes as far away as the Pacific coast and the Great Plains. This trade not only brought material wealth, but also facilitated the exchange of ideas, technologies, and cultural practices. The Oshara had a unique social structure, with extended families living together in semi-permanent villages. Elders played a crucial role in passing down knowledge and traditions, ensuring the continuity of their cultural practices. They held elaborate ceremonies to mark important events, such as seasonal changes and successful hunts. The Oshara also had complex interactions with neighboring tribes, engaging in both trade and diplomacy. They were known for their conflict resolution skills, often mediating disputes between other tribes. The Oshara's legacy is perhaps most visible in the ancestral Puebloans, who inherited their basketry techniques, trade networks, and settlement patterns. The Oshara were the weavers, not just of baskets, but of the cultural fabric that would define the region for centuries. Further south, in the rugged mountains and valleys of what is now Arizona, New Mexico, and northern Mexico, the Mogollon were carving out their own unique legacy. The Mogollon were the builders, the innovators, and the artists of the archaic world. One of their most significant contributions was their architecture. The Mogollon were among the first to build pit houses, subterranean dwellings dug into the earth and covered with wooden roofs. These homes were not only practical, providing insulation, from the heat and cold, but also served as the foundation for later architectural styles, including the iconic cliff dwellings of the ancestral Puebloans. But the Mogollon were more than just builders. They were also master potters. Using locally sourced clay, they created some of the earliest pottery in the region. These vessels were often decorated with intricate geometric designs and used for cooking, storage, and ceremonial purposes. The Mogollon were also skilled farmers, growing maize, beans, and squash in the fertile valleys of their homeland. They developed sophisticated irrigation systems to water their crops, ensuring a stable food supply for their communities. Their influence extended beyond their immediate region. Through trade, they shared their pottery, tools, and agricultural techniques with neighboring tribes, helping to spread innovation across the Southwest. The Mogollon's legacy lives on in the ruins of their settlements, like those at Casas Grandes and Paquimé, and in the traditions of modern indigenous peoples. They were the builders, the innovators, and the artists who helped shape the cultural landscape of the American Southwest and northern Mexico. The Mogollon also had rich ceremonial traditions, with rituals that connected them to the spiritual world. Their rock art and petroglyphs tell stories of their beliefs, daily life, and the natural world around them. Trade was a significant aspect of Mogollon life, allowing them to exchange goods and ideas with distant cultures. Their burial practices reveal a deep respect for the deceased, with elaborate grave goods and ceremonial items. Community gatherings and feasts were central to Mogollon's social life, strengthening bonds and ensuring the transmission of cultural knowledge. Their agricultural innovations, such as advanced farming tools and techniques, were crucial for sustaining their communities. The Mogollon's influence on neighboring tribes was profound, fostering a rich tapestry of cultural exchange and mutual growth. Today, the legacy of the Mogollon endures, inspiring efforts to preserve and celebrate their cultural heritage. They were the builders, the innovators, and the artists who helped shape the cultural landscape of the American Southwest and northern Mexico. The Cochise, the Oshara, and the Mogollon may have lived thousands of years ago, but their legacy is still very much alive. Their innovations in agriculture, architecture, and trade laid the foundation for the great civilizations that followed, from the ancestral Puebloans to the Aztecs, but their influence extends beyond the ancient world. Today, their descendants, the modern indigenous peoples of the American Southwest and northern Mexico, continue to honor their traditions, from farming techniques to pottery making. Their artistic expressions, seen in intricate pottery designs and vibrant textiles, are a testament to their enduring cultural heritage. The languages and stories passed down through generations keep their history and wisdom alive. Festivals and ceremonies celebrate their rich traditions, bringing communities together in a shared cultural experience. The architectural ingenuity of these tribes can still be seen in the cliff dwellings and modern homes that blend traditional and contemporary designs. Their story is a reminder that even the smallest innovations can shape the course of history. So the next time you stand in the shadow of a cliff dwelling or admire a piece of Native American pottery, remember the forgotten architects, the Cochise, the Oshara, and the Mogollon. Their legacy lives on in the art, language, and traditions that continue to shape the cultural landscape of the region. As we come to the end of our journey, I hope you've gained a deeper appreciation for the archaic tribes who shaped the American Southwest and northern Mexico. We explored their remarkable resilience in adapting to harsh environments, their innovative agricultural practices, and their intricate social structures. Their story is one of resilience, innovation, and enduring influence, a story that continues to inspire us today. Preserving the history and culture of these tribes is crucial, not just for understanding our past, but for enriching our present and future. If you've enjoyed this exploration of ancient history, don't forget to follow Adventure Seeker's Paradise for more incredible journeys into the past. And if you're planning your own adventure to the American Southwest, check out the links below for travel tips, gear, and tours. Thank you for joining me on this journey through time. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep honoring the legacies of those who came before us. Let their stories guide us in preserving the rich tapestry of human history.